most of you know me, I'm Nick. I'm Ruth's son. I'm Mom. I was fortunate enough to be baptized in this church on January 1st, 1989. My family had been part of this church prior to that. I did a little bit of research. My great-grandparents were here. My grandparents met in Luther League here, so that was pretty cool. So I was incredibly lucky to be born into a family that knew and loved God and still knows and loves God. I was born into a family that is great about showing the love of God. So hopefully those of you that know my family feel the same way. As I've grown, I've realized that I was very, very lucky to have my faith foundation built in this church by this church family. So I was here from the time I was born until about age 10. And then we were gone for a few years. But that's why at age 20, after 10 years of going to some other churches, I returned to this church and this church family. So I've known love, and I've known the love of God my entire life. And I've never questioned whether I'm loved by my family and by God. And that is why I do what I do today and why I am who I am today. As I mentioned, I was not in this church for about a 10-year period, about from when I was 10 to about 20. So I continued to go to church, we just weren't going here. Looking back, it's kind of amazing that at 20 years old, I had the insight to make a pretty big faith decision. Because 20 years old is a very interesting age. It's a time filled with lots of learning, lots of major life choices, whether or not we want to think about 20-year-olds making big life choices. So I was in college, I was certainly learning a lot and making those same big choices that, 20-year-olds are making now. So while a lot of people stopped going to church in college, I know a lot of my friends kind of got away from going to church around that time. College actually completely reshaped and renewed my faith. So I went to St. Ambrose University, and no, not because I was thinking about becoming Catholic or anything like that. And I'm sorry I didn't go to Augustana. I know it's a great place. But I earned my bachelor's degree in psychology and sociology when I was there. So in my psychology classes, we learned a lot about the brain, about mental health, about mental illness and behavior, and really just about individual humans in general and how we operate. And then in those sociology classes, I learned a lot about interactions between people, about families, societal structures, how environments affect people both positively and negatively. So during that time, I reflected a lot on my life and my experiences during this time of studying others. And specifically, I thought about how those around me have shaped me. We didn't grow up with a lot of stuff. We were always fed, and that was awesome, but I knew God, and I knew I had the love of those around me, so I realized I could not have had a better upbringing. So this learning, this reflection wasn't a coincidence for me. I believe this is very intentional, and God was clearly guiding me during this time. And He certainly lit a fire in me during that time. Because when I learned how difficult some people have it, I wanted to do something about it. When I learned about the struggles others have, I couldn't sit by. I wasn't raised that way. This church family, my family, didn't raise me that way. I grew up knowing love and feeling love that I couldn't stand to bear, that some people did not have that love. So what was next? What was I going to do? I quickly learned that God had a lot more in store for me. So I applied and was accepted to do the Master's of Social Work program at St. Ambrose, and earning my graduate degree in social work, specifically focusing on school social work. So in that program, we dug deeper into problems faced by people and why those problems occur, and why they continue to occur from some people. So to save everyone a few years of studies and tens of thousands of dollars in tuition money, I'm just going to sum it up for you. So humans have problems and continue to have problems because of a lack of love. For many reasons, a broken society full of broken families is leaving a lot of people without love. And too often, people judge others, they don't accept others who are different from them, and they don't do enough to help others. And there is truly a lack of love in our society if you look around, if you watch the news. When people don't know love and don't know, or don't feel the love that they should, how can they be expected to show love and love others? So not everyone is as lucky as I was. Not everyone grew up knowing the love of God, and not everyone had a family that loves God. So where has all this taken me? I'm currently employed as a school social worker, so every day I'm seeking out students that sit by themselves at lunch. I look for the student that's too scared or too sad to attend their classes or do their work. I search out students that are behaving poorly because they don't have any connections at home or at school. So then I work with teachers to make sure they know how to build relationships with these students and better understand their situation. So, but why do I do all this? I do this all because I know God's love. If if I could, I would walk around the school wearing a huge sign around my neck that says, Jesus loves you and so do I, because it's absolutely true. I do what I do because I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky to be born into a family, into this church family, into circumstances that allowed me to know God and feel the love of God. And not everyone has that. But we can all do something to change that. We can all do it with every thought we have and every interaction we have with others. So I close up. I just want to take a second, ask that you take a second just to be grateful for a life that has allowed you to know God and love God. That you know you are loved by God. And that you know the greatest love you could possibly know. And I also challenge you to think about the people that aren't as lucky. But don't pity them, don't look down on them, don't judge them, but just love them. Love them no matter what they've done. Love them with all you have, because that's what you